Good morning, everyone, and this is Miss Lawson. I wanted to take some time to review some of the concepts we've gone over. We're going to do a review today via video, and then I'm going to upload a GIM kit for you to practice finding the slope. Tomorrow, you're going to have an assessment, and it's going to be through finding slope through a graph, finding slope between 2 points, and finding slope from a table, as well as some word problems involving slope. So the first thing we want to do when we're finding the slope of a graph is this is our y-axis and this is our x-axis. So we always want to find the y-intercept first. Now remember, your y-intercept is the dot that crosses through the y-axis. So when I look at my y-axis, I'm going to put my pin on the y-axis and I'm going to drag it till it touches my given line. And that's that point right there. So we went up 1, 2, and 3. So my y-intercept is 3. Okay, from there, you're going to use the next point, and you're going to find your slope. Now remember, your slope, M, is rise over run. So I can go up and down first. This is very important. And then side to side. So from my leftmost point, I need to make it to this point. So I'm going to go down. Let me grab a color so you can see. I'm going to go down. So I go all the way down, and then I'm going to run. And it's going to form a right triangle. So you can only go up and down and side to side on the lines. Now, once I've formed that right triangle, I'm going to count my boxes. It was 1 box, 2 box, 3 box, 4 box. Remember to count the boxes and not the lines. So I went down. I'm going to use a negative to show that I went down. And then I went 1 box, 2 box, 3 box, 4 box, 5 boxes over. So that's a positive because I'm moving towards the positive numbers. So now what I'm going to do is my slope is -4 over 5. And it's okay for your slope to be a fraction. Fraction is rise over run. We don't need to simplify that or reduce it or put it into a decimal. We're just going to leave it in fraction form. Now, from there, okay, we have this equation called y equals mx plus b. This equation is slope-intercept form, with m being my slope and b being my y-intercept. Now, when we need to write an equation for my graph, I'm just going to substitute, plug in these numbers into which they are needed. So in my equation, I'm going to write it up here. I have y equals, okay, my slope was -4 over 5. And your slope is always attached to x. Those y's and x's don't change for right now. Then I have my y-intercept. I'm going to add, because this is positive, 3. And there's my equation for the graph. Okay? Now when we use 2 points or a table, you need to pick just 2 points. Okay, and we use the formula of y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I'm going to show you what that formula means. So right here, I've got 2 points. I've already got my 2 points. This is ordered pair number 1 and ordered pair number 2. And that's simply 1 and 2 because this one comes first and this one comes second. So now that I've got my ordered pairs labeled, and we know that this is x and this is y, and this is x and that is y, we're going to plug it in to our equation. So I'm going to pick out the y value from my second equation. So I'm going to go to my second ordered pair, and I'm going to get the y value. So I've got -4. The problem calls for a subtraction. Now I'm going to go get the y value from my first ordered pair. Go to my first ordered pair. Its y value is 7. Now I need the x value from my second ordered pair, -6, minus the y value from my first order, or I'm sorry, the x value from my first ordered pair. Now notice that's a double negative. I would highly recommend putting this into your calculator, plugging it in exactly as you see it, and so you avoid any negative issues. So when I do this, I've got -4 minus 7. They are the same signs, so I'm going to keep my sign and I'm going to add. Again, you don't have to remember those sign rules if you're using a calculator. Down here, I've got keep, I've got flip, I've got change. KFC, or keep, change, change, however we learned it in the past. Okay, now I've got different signs, so I'm going to subtract 6 minus 4, and I'm going to get a -2. So my slope for that table is 11 over -2. And that is an improper fraction, but it's okay. We'll leave it like that. Alright, so I'm going to work out these two tables, and I'm going to work them out at the bottom so we can see them a little better. When you're given a table, you want to pick any 2 points. I typically go with the first two, just to make it simple. So I'm going to pick out those 2 points. Now, this is point number 1, and that's point number 2, and we're trying to get this equation. So I need the y value for my second ordered pair. Here's my second ordered pair. They're going up and down this time, and the y value is 20. And I'm going to subtract the y value from my first ordered pair. First ordered pair, y value is 10. Then I'm going to do the x value for my second minus the x value for my first. So we get an equation. We got some sign errors here. If you use a calculator, just type it in. If not, we're going to keep it. We're going to flip it. We're going to change it. So now we've got 20 plus 10, which is 30. And we got 2 minus 0, which is 2. Okay, now, this can be simplified to a whole number. 20 goes into 30 15 times. So either of these answers will work for you. We can do 30 over 2, or we can do 15. And tomorrow on your quiz, I'll accept either of them. Alright, and in our last table, we're going to pick, remember, 2 ordered pairs. Okay, we're going to number them 1 and 2 simply because that ordered pair came first in the table and that one came second. We're going to take our y value from ordered pair 2 and subtract our y value from ordered pair 1 over the x value from ordered pair 2 minus the x value from ordered pair 1. And when I do that, I have 22 minus 12. And that gives me a 10. And I have 2 minus 0, which gives me a 2. Now, they're both even numbers. So again, that one can be simplified. 10 over 2 can also be 5. So that is just an example of how we solve slope from a graph, 2 points, or a table. Okay, guys, email me and let me know how you're doing, if you need any help, or if we need to set up a Zoom conference, okay? I'm available anytime for you between the hours of 7:30 and 8:40, and I can also set up a Zoom tutoring after my school hours ending at 2:30, okay? Y'all have a great day.